The major central banks and complicit corporations will attempt to institute a worldwide currency using their power as producers, but the Third World will rise up in total rebellion against the takeover of sovereignty. In America, the middle class will refuse to leave their homes or pay mortgages, taxes, or any fees imposed by the federal and state authorities and their corporate confederates. A vicious economic civil war will be waged as military police attempt to take property away in duplicitous accord with devious social servants. Private militias will form under states' rights in direct battle with federal and international forces throughout the world. Global corporate power becomes utterly transparent in the Third World, as in the criminal attempt to hold onto stolen resources, they hire and train private armies that engage in direct conflict with populist governments in the Third World countries. The American military becomes depleted of resources as the Second American Revolution takes on a very economic strategy. Mass refusal to discharge loans, vacate property, pay taxes of any kind, create a standstill and massive logistical problems for all nations. Food, power, and communications are reduced to minimal capacity and exorbitant expenses as corporate management of the engines of production are stifled and repressed. Regional and populist movements take shape quickly worldwide to bring local order and safety in direct conflict with the federal and international terror. Revolutionaries take control of utilities, manufacturing, and local police operations in defiance of federal authorities. Sovereign individuals become temporary vigilantes in the quest to restore order, justice, safety, and service for communities struggling to survive the currency manipulation and collapse caused for profit by global corporations desiring to enslave whole populations into endless servitude and compliance in a dystopian civilization. Through an awakening of empathy within centralized military police and occupation forces, they suffered dwindling human resolve and resources committed to being used by the machine of global domination to enslave the innocent families and children. Smaller nations break away from the control of colonial, imperialistic corporate confederations. Third world countries are first to become unmanageable by the corporate powers of the first world countries. The unraveling of the economic system is assured to be quick and chaotic once the populist movements of an incensed constituency become passionate about freedom from the nefarious evil of soulless corporations. In the major battles for freedom, the Internet arrives as a final nation where the citizens within the virtual global spectre are apt at creating new seventh-rate organizations to allow for the interchange of goods and services. The corporations attempt to seal off the net from the terrorists, gangs, and revolutionaries who are part of the worldwide insurgency to obtain freedom and sovereignty using technological warfare. The amount of infiltration within these systems by those in agreement with the causes for harmonic anarchy of sovereign individualism and freedom becomes an unstoppable force of the revolution. These brave soldiers within the belly of the beast design and create the technological underground that forms economic and logistical resistance to the corporate overlords. The creation and institution of incredibly powerful database and economic interchanges allows the nations with the most freedom to move into barter-based value economic systems that build the underground's prosperity and undermine the last leverage and tools of the corporate plutocrats to control their diminishing group of mercenaries and operatives. In the later years of this period, the corporate capitalists will face the reduction of wealth and the judicial recall of all assets taken through subversion, deceit, and malfeasance against the public good. The protection afforded employees of corporations will be rescinded along with the rights of the corporations to operate as persons. With the fundamental right of sovereignty restored to humanity alone, corporations will be outlawed and their resources and wealth divided between the victims of their heinous corporations. Rights of investors within corporations are nullified along with any call against the usurped public and individual wealth. Common law and the Bill of Rights are restored and instituted in community after community throughout the world. The international community will begin to follow the form of creating that which has been envisioned previously and held back from production. Free energy, food and water systems, and in technology, open architectures and softwares and internet utility domains that are part of a community infrastructure in direct defiance of private capitalistic models. The new energy technologies will allow the new users to be off the grid and operate in a new perspective of freedom. This is the time of the breakthrough. The timing for the great shift and awakening allows for the truth to be revealed. When truth is revealed, then the breakthrough occurs. The truth that is being revealed is that darkness has held power. It is simple and clear that the ones who have wished for the good of humanity have not been in power, and those who have wished for domination and control found a docile, manageable human population that has bequeathed their rights so that they could install a tyranny on the hapless and weakened. The time approaches as the awakening and the light of truth is being disseminated that wherein there will no longer be a separation between those with power and those without. The power that is being reinstituted is that which comes from within. New leaders come forward from the ranks of the young that are not compromised by materialism. They are ethical, clear, and walk a straight line of concern for the completion of the plan of humanity and the earth to be the jewel and the pride of the galaxy. There is the way of enlightenment, which is an active awakening consciousness that prepares the way for all to enter through the doorway into the higher mind.